this is Sims, and we are back with more London Detective Mysteria, and I have no idea what happened. We went through, we did a picnic thing? Is that what we did? It's been days since I played this. The nice thing about every other day is I don't have to worry about, my God, I gotta record constantly! And I can get a lot of my purging and like reorging and everything done. The bad part about it is I'm like, I don't have to record every day, and then I'm like, shit, when was the last time I recorded this? And I don't know what's happening. And that's not good. So I'm gonna try to at least record a part every day, um more often, because we gotta get up to speed. Like, I'm falling behind where I'm like, shit, I'm not as far ahead as I'd like to be, and I don't know. But anyway, because I was originally hoping, like, well, maybe I could push this to every day, once everything else is done and we just have Code Realize going up. I don't think that's gonna happen, so I don't know. And I love this game, I really do, but I mean, we'll see how things go. I really focused on making my apartment not a goddamn hell. Like, guys, it's a hellhole right now. It's so bad. Like, I don't have, like, I'm like, okay, I need to go through bins. I need to put things away. And I'm like, okay, this goes here. This has got to get organized. I'm keeping it out, but I got to find places for it. But I'm starting to run out of places to put those things. And I'm like, shit, I don't have any room left. Like, my guest bathroom's taken over by shit. Like, there's no room in my guest. I'm like, I'm slowly encroaching on where the fuck do I put things? Oh God, it's that bad. Like, it literally, like, it looks like if someone came in and ransacked my apartment, you wouldn't know. It might look cleaner, is all I'm saying. It's fucking horrifying. It's pretty funny though. But anyway, so yeah, this looks like we read this text because I accidentally, when I was trying to save it, like, I'm not used to I don't know why I can't get the button control. Like, see, that's like not what I want. And I'm trying to get like the menu thing over here, and I can't, and like, there we go. I always hit the wrong button to get the menu, and I accidentally clicked, like, I know what button to click the text forward. I'm not an idiot, but apparently I was after we played the last part because I clicked it and I'm like, nah, it's not what I wanted. So it's fine. Plus, I realized we have to stop here on the next start of sentence and not on the dot, 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 where it seems like a nice place to stop, because I accidentally numbered one of the videos wrong and I thought it was a part ahead. And I was like, well, where the hell did this part go? And then I'm like watching it. I'm like, oh, it makes it so much harder if I accidentally miscount. And I'm like, it's a dot, dot, dot. And the next one starts at a dot, 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 because I could literally mix everything up and be not in the right order. And I would never fucking know, because I'm like, shit, well, so here's hoping that part 11 is actually the right part 11. Otherwise, everyone's really fucking confused, because I like watch to the end and then I watch the next one. Like, it sounds like it works together, but I don't remember. Guys, I don't fucking know. I make no excuses. Welcome to my life. This is a clusterfuck. Anyway, back where we were. Even after plenty of time had passed, the fog stubbornly continued to hang over London's streets. A heavy air hanged above the two of us as well. Wait. We were at school. We had the picnic. What the fuck did we do in the last part? I don't even remember. I thought we had the picnic, right? Oh, right. And then we almost got shot and Pendleton rescued us because Pendleton is amazing. Oh, how could I forget that? Oh, I love you, Pendleton. Anyway. He's angry with me, isn't he? I'm certain of it. I just want this whole game to be like Pendleton. I don't need any other route. I need a Pendleton route. I just want there to be like a fan disc that's literally just like, it's an hour worth of you just, I don't even care if there's choices. I just want a whole like game disc of just romancing Pendleton. That's all I fucking want in my life. Oh my God. Anyway, not a word had been said since we left the site of our meeting. It was only once we'd come to the main road that Pendleton finally spoke. This should be far enough. I braced myself for the incoming lecture, but no such lecture arrived. Instead, I heard the sound of someone I knew crying out from far away. Oh, precious, he's worried about us. You could just tell I love this game. Like, I really do. I love all of the characters. I thought of that as I started the game. I was like, I really do love all the boys in this. And Pendleton. Like, I love them all. Like, I don't know. These characters are really good. Okay, her derp eyes do bother me. I've gotten over it a little bit. Every once in a while, it's like, no. But I love our boys. I do. It's really rare when I'm like, I love all of them. And not like, okay, these are my favorites and these ones are great too, but like, I might forget they exist. No, I love them all. Like, so far. So far, I love them all. Anyway, Miss Whitley! Holmes! Oh, is he gonna hold us? Pet us? Just, I told you it would be dangerous to go walking around with fog like this. It was the first time I'd seen Holmes' voice raised in such a panic. His face was drenched in sweat. I knew right away he had spent the entire time searching for me, not to me. Oh, you hired Tim. I'm so sorry, Holmes. If only I'd listened. I understand your anger, Holmes, but we should move things along to the carriage. We climbed in and off it went. Pendleton's sigh was the first thing to break yet another lengthy silence. My lady, I'm going to be very frank with you. For heaven's sake, do something about your unfortunate habit of sticking your nose into danger. Sir, I feel I bear some responsibility for what happened. She must have been terrified and lonely on her own. Holmes. Holmes. You magnificent beast. I wasn't at all. But I love you. Please, no. This isn't your fault. I'm the only one to blame for not listening. Thank you, girl. Thank you for standing up for yourself and not being like, yes! It's everyone else's, but be like, nah. Responsibility for my own actions. To be fair, I thought I was chasing Holmes, and I don't even know who I was following, so my bad, but, legit. Anyway. Miss Whitley. I'd overheard something I fear I must discuss, however. Is something involving, Colonel Moran? Colonel Moran? My lady, where did you hear that? Pendleton's expression changed upon its mention. It was earlier. There was a man with me in the fog by that name. Colonel Moran was arrested a long time ago and sentenced to life in prison. But I heard his name. I can't be mistaken, can I? Could he have escaped? No. As far as I'm aware, he's still locked up in the Tower of London. You're absolutely certain you didn't mishear, my lady. But... Could that have been a mere illusion in the fog? The more I tried to follow that line of thought, the more fear wrangled me. At a certain point, I could only shake my head to rid myself of anything more. I'd be like, find me a picture of Colonel Moran and I'll tell you if that's the man I saw. And they'd be like, is this the guy you saw? That is the guy I motherfucking saw. Or, you know what? No, it's not. So someone else is using his name. A part of me knew that would do little to help. I could feel a mist begin to settle over my heart, one that seemed even less likely to clear than that of London's fog. I wish there was a way you could check and see whose path you were on, but you should just have to guess. That's not clicking. Wow, that was a lot of ... dots for the to be continued. Okay, we literally could have fucking done that at the end of the last part. Oh my god. Guys, if only I knew the timing a little bit better. Fog over Baker Street. I wonder when you get into... I want to see something. I'm not trying to look up a guide. I just want to see... I have a guide, but I just want to see. How do you know when you get to a person's chapter? So, like, hold on a second. I'm gonna see if I can find this uh page that I have is not the best because it's got like everything, like here's a bunch of pictures, here's a bunch of this, and like here's this, and I'm like, that's not what I want. I want to just find a route. I don't want to see all the CGs, so I gotta like scroll through it really fast, but it's like really annoying because I can't. I want to see. I'm trying to find because I just want to see anybody else's. Oh, here we go. No, that's not the one I want. Okay. I'm just gonna pop open Jack's walkthrough because I want to see something. Little Selene, missing man, gathering in shambles. Oh, okay. This is where. Okay, all right. Because that's what I was just wondering. Because when it came over fog over Baker Street, I was like, is this like an? We've gone through like a little chapter with each of our boys, so I was starting to wonder like when are we going to hit the chapters that are specific to our love interest. This is it. So I think we're in the Holmes route. Hold on, because after the missing man, which is the one we were just, or no, gathering in shambles, which is the picnic. The Ripper and the Velvet Knight is the title of Jack's chapter. This is A Fog Over Baker Street. So I'm going to go back and find our, we're not going to do the guide. Like, I'm not going to use the guide. I just want to find the guide and see. We should be in Holmes's route. We'll use the guide if we totally fuck up and get a bad ending or something like that. Because I think there's a, I'm not sure. I think, yes, A Fog Over Baker Street. Woo! We made it, bitches! Ah, we made it to Holmes's ending. So yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters to get the destined end. There's the very peculiar book. Oh, I was supposed to, well, okay, this is make a save. We'll just skip through and shit like that. Okay, so now we know. We'll do this guide-wise properly. I'm assuming it's a save. There's a save because that's when you actually have choices that'll impact the person you're down, and the other ones don't matter. I don't know. So there's a bunch of them. So there's an ill-fated end. Okay, so we'll just see what happens. I don't know. I mean, because there's a lot of, you do it back in like one of the earlier chapters for the save in order to then choose answers that are all wrong. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if we have made all the wrong choices, but we're on Holmes's path, or if these are the actual choices. I mean, I would think these aren't the choices because the only ones, because otherwise, why would we have to load a save that was like, so of like way up here when we're way down here? You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. I'm not going to use the guide though. I want to go through this and just see what happens, and then we'll go back through and make the opposite, like, and do it the right way to get the other ending. Right way, you know what I mean? Anyway, several days had passed since the picnic at Hyde Park. The memory of that foggy day still lingered with persistence at the back of my mind, but only that. Nothing of nothing of its like had occurred since. I'm so excited. The more time went on, the more I'd wondered if it was all little more than a passing dream. Peaceful days came and went. It was on one of those such days, which felt as common as the day before, that I chose to accompany Holmes and Watson on a case they had received. Watson asking for my assistance hardly felt out of character, but Holmes allowing it certainly did, because he loves you. Oh. Thankfully, it hadn't taken long to find out why. Because he loves us. You were a fantastic help today, Spacey. I could have managed finding 1 or 2 Yorkshire Terriers on my own, but 8? And I should say it was fantastic fun. I've always had a fondness for dogs, but I've never been permitted to keep one. Well, we did need more than 2 of us for the job. How fortunate for us that you had nothing better to do. I just want to be with you. Is that wrong? Not at all. I don't even know. I was trying to think of something good to say, and I was like, I got nothing. My brain is not working, so. You know, sometimes I go with the sassy retorts, and I got nothing this time, so it was. I'm sorry. Is it too much to ask for a simple thank you from you? But the tiny things are so quick on their feet. I made them more of a task to catch than I'd been expecting. That would be because Yorkshire Terriers were bred to catch rats and Holmes. As small as they are, I cannot fathom why anyone would want such a ferocious beast as a pet. You didn't manage to catch a single one of them in the end. They more chased you than the other way around. I love the fact that, like, animals hate him. Disney fucking princess. Like, bah. I'd rather think I served a valuable purpose by luring the dogs from their hiding places. Are we not agreed? If you wanted to put a positive spin on it. I told you in advance that was the most efficient way to do it. I lure them out, you catch them. Simple. However we did it, we still found them all safe and sound. God help me. Is this buffoonery really all we have? I need a thrill of some sort. A case which dares to work the brain. Be careful what you wish for, Holmes. We're all better off without thrills of any sort. By the time we left the West End mansion from where the owners had issued the request, the sun had begun to set. With how Target's getting spacey, Holmes and I should see you to your home. Oh, I don't know. I'd hate to put you out too much. We do owe you in some slight measure for your assistance, so don't waste time playing modest and accept our offer. See? Even Holmes agrees with me. No reason to refuse. All right then. Thank you, gentlemen. If I hadn't looked it up, I'd be like, so are we in, like, the Watson route or the Holmes route? Because I'm just saying, you wouldn't know, right? The fastest way home involved passing through Baker Street. As such, we set off through London. As we kept at it, the sun continued making its way under the horizon. It had gone completely dark by the time we reached Baker Street, and a subtle, underlying dread I had hoped to ignore settled in. The fog's come in. It's nearly as thick as it was during the picnic. I still wonder exactly what I saw then. Doing all right, Spacey. There's something on your mind. Nothing worth specifics. I was thinking of how foggy it's gotten. Take care not to trip, Miss Whitley. None of us want to be at the epicenter of the great earthquake of London. That isn't funny. I'm not going to... Ah! The timing couldn't have been worse. It could have been Holmes making fun of me. It could have been Holmes's... Making me I can't read. God. You know... Making me self-conscious or a bout of poor luck on my part. But right then, I tripped over myself and straight into him. Oh. You know it's rude, the great earthquake London, so if I fall... Are you calling me so fat that I would shake all of London? That is so douchey! I still love you, but that's douchey. Look, Pendleton can get away with it because he's our butler and he's got to lace up our corsets and that man's got a job. That's all I'm saying. For me. Her, she's like a fucking itty bitty little biscuit, so whatever, but like... Jesus. You don't get to say shit like that, especially if you want to date me, buddy. Nah. Like, I mean, this game does warn you when you log in that there's going to be, like, violence, blood, sexual innuendos, and, like, you know, inappropriate and, like, racist language and restrictions and shit. It straight up warned you, and I laughed because I'm like, I mean, I probably should have read that before we got to the Akechi part where, like, people were saying, you're like, oh, can't believe I had to say that. Clutching my pearls. You know, just to be true to the time period, so I guess that's being a sexist prick, too. Like, could we maybe not? I'll forgive him. Somebody's got to be a bit of a dick, and no one slammed us up against a wall, have they? Wait. Jack did, didn't he? Yeah, I think Jack did. Somebody did already. Anyway. Shall I be expecting aftershocks? Look at you. Did you hurt yourself? This is why we love Watson. And I just like, no. No injuries. And that's when we were all jolted to our senses by a sharp cry from along the street. Ah! Help! Oh. That would sound like a cat that just got run over. What? Who was that? I instinctively turned in the direction of the voice. It was difficult to see due to the fog, so I could only make out the frame of a boy being pushed away by a large man, after which he fell to the ground quite forcefully. The man dashed into a nearby alley, clutching the boy's bag in his arms. Rude! The child. Oh, look at Holmes. Look at that angry, sexy pout face. He stole that from me! Let's go after him, Holmes. Right. Look after the boy, Miss Whitley. They acted without a moment's hesitation. As they pursued the criminal down the alley, I did as instructed and remained behind with the victim. Are you all right? I don't know what to do. And that bag had my purse in it. Take a deep breath. Those two will have your belongings back before you know it. They're both brilliant detectives. And no more sniffles. Put on a great big smile for me, won't you? All right. That was perfect, and I needed to sniffle, so I got to do it. Is your home near? It's right over there. Still naturally affected from the incident, he shakenly pointed toward a small flat facing the street. Right over, indeed. What luck that you're so close. It's dangerous outside, so come, best run inside now. We'll bring your bag to you once we retrieve it. Huh? But, it's no trouble. Oh. A carriage briskly passed before me, giving me quite a start. I'd been so concentrated on the boy that I hadn't even heard it coming. Where did he go? Just like that, the boy disappeared and panic settled in with a hungry eagerness. Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. When he started like, you stay with him or we're gonna go off, I'm like, this is not good. How do you know that this wasn't a ruse? But then I was thinking to myself, well, Holmes should have been able to be like, wait, it's just a ruse. Don't fall for it. And you'd be like, but it's an innocent boy who had to, it's a ruse. You know what I mean? Because it's Holmes. And you'd be like, why are you being a dick? But he'd be right. And then I was like, nah, if Holmes ran off, we're fine. I should have fucking voiced my concern because, yeah, it's a ruse. Now we're alone in the fog and someone's going to try to kill us. Well, you know what? Pendleton will save us. That's fine. I can't see him anywhere. Has he gone home then? It felt more as though he vanished into the mist. The streets were overfull with the silence of night, and the fog was now twice eerie. The streets were overfull with the silence of night, and the fog was now twice eerie. This is why I trip over this fucking, and I'm like, bleh, and I sound like I can't read, and I don't have a comprehension of English, because, the way it's written is you fancy. You fancy game. You done the fancy. Also, I'm not really sure, is that even, a proper way to say it? And the fog was now twice eerie. This is fancy talk, like ye oldie times, or did they mean to say twice as eerie? And we forgot a word. I don't know. It sounds fancy. But I don't know if it's just no, they forgot a word. You know what I mean? I don't know. All that I could pick up through it was a cold draft, which served to feed my growing unease. I expected them to be back sooner than this. I hope they weren't hurt. A chill zipped down my spine. Someone was behind me. Who are you? I turned as fast as I could to find a man clad in a black robe behind me. Who are you? Do you need something? Can I? I'd lost the courage to speak midway. He simply continued to stare down at me with an intensity I wouldn't dare to overcome. I would not dare to overcome. Thump, 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 thump! My heartbeat started to pound enough to drown out all other sound. I just love it. Sometimes it gets so dramatic and it's fun to read. Dramatic readings. Who is this? Terror ever rising, I caught the glistening of a silver object in the man's hand. There was only one thing it could be. I bear you no ill will, miss, but this must be done. His ghastly features and the knife in hand caused my mind to go blank. Oh no, I need to run. My body tried to flee on pure instinct, but as it tried... Ow! The man pulled on my hair and forced me back to him. The pain sent through me was immense. I can't get away. What shall I do? What can I do? Okay, well, there's no choices in this chapter, by the way. I did notice that as I was, trying to see the chapters. No choices. Okay. Because I'm like, if we got a choice right here, that would be bad. We'd be dead. Because I'm going to choose the wrong fucking thing. And also, that's not how you get the ill-fated ending. So, don't worry. It's okay. Help me, Holmes! Oh, we must be in his path. All I could think to do was call for him. What made him the first thing to come to mind, I don't know, and I hadn't the luxury of deciphering why. He simply was. Normally it'd be Pendleton, but I guess Pendleton has to take a back seat now. The knife was now to come down on me. I shut my eyes. Hey, they borrowed this from Tim. So Tim does work here too. Gah! By God's grace, no horrible pain followed. The man was knocked away with a brutal forcefulness. He clutched his side, apparently now the one in pain. Had he truly come to my rescue? I timidly looked up. Before me was not at all the one I'd prayed for, but another man entirely. A built man, bold in stance and broad shoulders, with his walking stick pointed with menacing precision at the robed figure. Wait. Mycroft's fucking in this. And I'm just wondering if this is him. I'm really wondering if this is fucking Mycroft. In the beginning, when the title thing goes through, you see, and you're like, oh! We don't have Sherlock, but we have Mycroft. It's cool! It's something! Ow! My Sherlockian is, going nuts. I love Sherlock Holmes, and I just love it in games, and I love the characters in the games, and I love it! Anyway. I don't know a voice to give him. I'm sorry, I was not prepared for this. I'll work at it. I'll work at it. He appears to have a very dapper voice. Yeah, there you go. That'll work. Are you all right, my dear? His voice was pervasive in kindness and was quick to reassure me. Even something about his face had a calming effect on me. I was safe. He's also, yeah, I think so, because doesn't Holmes have like a mole by his eye, and he does too. Yes, thank you very much. He's not Holmes, but he's like him somehow. No thanks necessary. I'd merely heard the voice of a young lady in the fog and was compelled to see if all was well. Did he hurt you? No, he didn't, and I really must insist on thanking you. Before he could respond, the rapid rally of footsteps broke through the night. Spacey, what happened? Oh my god, wait. It's actually supposed to be Sherlock? Wait, I didn't know he was going to be in it. I'm even more excited. Holmes, I know I love you and all, but I'm taking your dad, because, like, hello, handsome older man. For her, probably not for me. He's probably half my age in this. I mean, let's face it. What's he, like, 30? Okay, I'm not 60, but, like, he's got a teenage son. What's he, like, 30? I'm just saying. Back in the day. You were like, I'm 15. I got 4 kids already. Shit. I would go to old-timey, like, England, and I'd be like, I'm X years old. I'm not. And they'd be like, oh my god, she's a witch. Because everybody my age is probably dead, is all I'm saying. Okay, I'm not that old. Still, Father, what are you doing here? I thought it was going to be... I can't remember what Mycroft looked like in the, like, you know, in the thing in the beginning. I just know that I see his name and it goes quick, and I'm like, ah, cool. I did not know that Sherlock was in this. I didn't, because I don't think they show him in the, like, beginning as, like, a side piece character. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyway, the two of them came running over, short of breath, and their eyes pulsed at the sight before them. Oh, okay. I couldn't read. I was like, wait, what? I threw some other words in that sentence, sight before, and I was like, oh, sorry. The gentleman, however, remained composed. Need you ask? Rather unusual for you, Junior. Frowning, he thrust his walking stick into the robes of the man who had yet to stand. And for good reason, it seemed. The man had fled, leaving his robe behind. Oh, no! He's gone. The man scowled deep into the fog as if concentrated on something. Eyes narrowed, nostrils flared, lips thinned and such. I guess I should have... Okay, I'm stupid. I should have realized it was supposed to be fucking Sherlock Holmes because he's got a fucking pipe. I don't know why. You know what it is? Okay. My deductive reasoning skills are like fucking 0. That's why I could never be Sherlock Holmes. I'm not smart enough. Literally, but because also as soon as he shows up, I was like, wait a minute. And I thought of the beginning intro segment, and I'm like, Mycroft's in this, but they don't put Sherlock in there. I didn't know that he was in this. And so, like, I just made the wrong assumption. But if I had looked, I would have been like, wait, but he's got a pipe. Wait a minute. Like, but, you know. Mycroft is in this. Just like. But just like that, he dismissed those rigid features. He collected himself before turning to me. Oh, my God. Beg your pardon. Shan't pay me any mind. His tone grew calm once more, and I recalled what Holmes first said upon seeing him. You're Holmes's father. You're the Sherlock Holmes? This makes me so much more excited than anything. I just love it. I love it. Indeed, I am. I imagine my son's been causing you no shortage of woes. A little bit. Wow. Mrs. Holmes is a lucky lady. I should not play these games. I'm sorry, I need a minute. Spacey should not play these games. Good fucking lord.
No, I need no humans. I have my anime boys.
And their dads, apparently. Because, let's face it, Holmes is like a teenager, and that's inappropriate. But, like, he's more up my alley. I can do that. I dare say it's quite the opposite. By the way, I'm his Holmes placed a finger on my lips to silence me. Shh. You're, like, rude. I prefer you not waste your breath introducing yourself to the likes of him. Now, what happened here? To the likes of him. Oh, Holmes, he bred you. I was attacked by a strange man whilst waiting for you to come back. I'm very well, of course, thanks to your father. I'm so sorry, Spacey. So in Watson's path, do we get to meet Watson? We get to meet John Watson? Do we get to meet all their characters? I don't want to meet Lupin's dad because I still imagine Lupin from Code Realize as his dad, and it'll just disappoint me when it's somebody else, and I'll be like, no, because I still have the mental image of Lupin from Code Realize making that fucking little like lunch with like look at all the flowers and all like whatever the hell was on it, and like I still imagine that in my head and being like, oh, so adorable. You know, just like. Also, it's because he's getting the Impy treatment voice-wise. I just imagine, like, if we took our Code Realize voice, Impy would be his dad. That's all I'm saying. Like, Sholmes would have to be Holmes' dad, because obviously, but, like, I'm just saying, I know there was a Watson in Code Realize, but I'm just saying. Yeah. Because he's got the hair. I think you might be the bastard son of Impy. I really do, because you've got his hair. Just... I'm sorry, I get too excited about stupid things. I don't know why. It's because I haven't played. Like, if I played this every day, I wouldn't be as excitable. But I'm like, I haven't played games, like, in a couple of days. I'm really excited. I haven't played this since... Let's see. I don't think it's been 3 days. I think it's literally been 3 days since I recorded this. So, wow. Yeah. I'm, like, way behind. Anyway. As am I. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. You know this is what happens. Please don't be. You were off helping someone in need, weren't you? And then you've nothing to be ashamed of. You both did the right thing. We are so understanding. It's amazing. I love this so much. And that said, how did you not notice such a crook sniffing about the streets in all but plain sight? And there's no harm in getting carried away when the time calls for it, but you should never leave a lady alone like this again. You have a better head on you than that. God, I love this. You're right. Poor Watson. Watson's like, yeah. I asked that you not be so hard on them. I wasn't hurt. Were you able to recover the bag, Watson? We did. All's well there, at least. Well, we should return it straight away. I'm sure he'll be pleased. And he's not far. He said his home is right there. I pointed over to the small flat nearby. All this fuss when he was this close. Well, complaints won't do a thing now. Do you want me to come with you? We can handle ourselves well enough from here, so feel free to run along home. With me, Watson. Miss Whitley, you're coming as well. Coming? All right. I understand your feelings, Junior. Certainly I do. I like how he calls him Junior, but he's not Sherlock Holmes Junior. You know what I mean? He doesn't have the same name, so you're not really a junior. Do you not get that? That's not how it works. Anyway, certainly I do. But did I not only just mention getting carried away? You've always been one for losing sight of yourself the moment a new case falls into your lap. Cases will always come in due time, but never forget who we solve them for. The people who inspire us to protect may not be around for protecting forever. A reference to Mother, perhaps? In part, yes. Her, and a reminder to never forget I still have you. I never want you to experience what I did. Oh. This, you know what? It just makes me all the feels, because you know Sherlock Holmes was like, ew, girls, gross, like, so not interested. So it's like, it just warms my little heart, like, oh, you were actually in love with someone. You just actually got married and everything. And then she probably died, and that's really sad, and you poor thing, and I just want to hold you and comfort you. Surely you didn't come here to say that to me. Holmes, it's no use denying that I made a poor choice, and that choice put her in needless danger, and I deserve to shoulder the blame for it. Instead, you're intent on doing the opposite. All you do is coddle me. It makes me feel that much more pitiful. And that's not my intention. I believe you're capable of making calm. That only served to inflame Holmes's anger. Oh, he looks so tortured. Me? Calm? If that were true, I wouldn't have made such an elementary mistake in the first place. The boy detective shook his head as the emotions within him boiled over from the pressure. Overwhelmed, he began to back away from us in awkward steps. Wait, Holmes, where are you going?
Going to find that man.
But in this fog? He must be long gone by now, surely. It's too dangerous to pursue him.
You aren't to come after me, Miss Whitley. Have Watson escort you home.
He showed absolutely no interest in listening to me. Holmes, it's dangerous! Don't go!
I'll leave her to you, Watson. After you've seen her home, wait for me in the flat.
Now, Holmes, stop this! Holmes paid no mind to Watson's protest as much as he did mine, and with a quick turn of his heel, he disappeared into the fog.
And that fool.
Holmes wasn't behaving as he normally would, not one bit, and the terrible feelings I'd had before my rescue were beginning to make their return. He wasn't thinking straight, more like a man possessed. A terrible omen swirls about all this. If he never comes back... Okay, that's a little extreme. Like, I'm going to the store now! Oh my god, what if he never comes back? I mean... I grew more and more overwhelmed myself until, unable to contain it any longer, I ran into the now impossibly thick fog after him. Oh my god, why are you an idiot? Dumb. And Watson's like, the fuck?
Wait, it's Spacey!
Capital. I see that's backfired smashingly. Well then, I'm off to find my son and the young lady.
I'm coming with you. Holmes left her in my care.
I suppose he did. Still, you are to keep your head in check. You're not to stray far from me either, understand?
Yes, sir.
The two of them were then off in search of Holmes and Spacey. So dense had the fog become by then, neither one could see well beyond their own fingers. I hurried after him, desperate to find any sign for him. Holmes, where are you? I pray you haven't gone far. It would have been difficult to find someone so late at night at the best of times, but the weather as it was made visibility a sincere trial. How am I to find him like this? I can't see a thing. Should have thought about that. I surveyed my surroundings, straining both my eyes and ears for footsteps, but I could see and hear nothing. There wasn't a soul other than me in the area. Perhaps I should turn back. No, I want to look for at least a bit longer. I kept advancing forwards, debating the best course of action all the while, when I felt something on my shoulder. Someone from behind was tapping me. Ah! Or eek! My instinct is just, scream. Right, she's an eeker, I forgot. I was so shocked, I couldn't help but let out a tiny shriek.
Quiet. What good will screaming do if your attacker is still around to hear it?
Holmes! Why would you just sneak up and not say my name? You're just like, tap, tap. What the fuck? Why would you... Dickhole. Quiet. Well, don't fucking scare the shit out of me. He appeared a confliction of relief and frustration upon finding me.
Why are you here, Miss Whitley? I told you to return home with Watson. It's too dangerous to be out here.
That's all the more reason why I can't leave you alone. I don't want anything to happen to you, and I should think it twice as safe with us together.
Oh, certainly. You have a merry answer to everything, don't you? Twice as safe? Have you considered that we're now both twice as likely to end up dead?
But I was worried. Can't you forgive me for the burden I've caused you?
What burden? I never said that. And you've done nothing that warrants forgiveness. Rather, I should be asking that of you.
Holmes? She's like, the fuck?
I'm sorry. All I've done is drag you into danger yet again. I knew that finding them was going to be next to impossible in this weather. Just promise me something. Don't leave my side.
Never. I won't. I promise. That was like us confessing our love. You know, in a weird, a roundabout corner, off the corner, down the alley in the back. You know, and about 4 miles away. That was how we did things. Anyway. Nothing had been resolved, but I counted myself fortunate he didn't reject me. No, because he loves you. That's why he ran off. Very slowly and very carefully, we continued to walk together.
Miss Whitley.
Holmes called my name from a few steps in front of me. What is it, Holmes?
I really am sorry.
Oh. Holmes's voice now had all the fragility of glass. I never heard him so meek.
I should have been more calm. Rational. Father is right. It was my fault you were exposed to danger.
But you did the right thing. You didn't turn your back on a crime. To me, you made to see that justice was done.
Miss Whitley, my father has solved countless cases in his lifetime. earning the trust and respect of those around him. He did it all with his own intellect, through honest, back-breaking work. I've always endeavored to do the same, to stare down the cases before me and unravel the truths behind them. But the masses don't see me when I do that. They see my father. When I solve a case, instead of praising my effort in itself, people tell me that I take after him, that I'm just like him. So that's how he sees it. I work to solve cases as a detective because I want to, not because he, or anyone else, expects that of me. It's only been of late that I can't escape how inferior I am to him. If we were to pursue precisely the same case at precisely the same time, I wouldn't come close to solving it first. Do you hate him? I clutched the sleeve of his coat. I waited for him to shake my hand away, but he only stared with a keen, unnerved focus. But focused as it was, I thought he also wasn't staring at all. Inwardly, a part of him seemed to search and search and search for the right answer. I couldn't say. I only know that I'm not very good at dealing with him. Being around him makes me too aware of my own weaknesses. To Holmes, his father was a source of inspiration, someone whom he wished to one day equal. That, in turn, made his father an obstacle he needed to one day surpass as a fellow detective. But that was yet one more obstacle that doggedly played devil's advocate to his ears, and it made the source of his inspiration that much harder to accept. Pride. Holmes carried his weight in it, more so than most. So how was he meant to discuss his feelings with the sincerity of the average man? To think there were things in this world that even you didn't know. I shifted the tiniest bit closer to him, then closer still. Oh, girl's going in for the kill. She's like, I'm just going to get closer and closer and be like, now I'm really fucking close and you just have to kiss me because I'm just that close is all I'm saying. What are you doing? Was there something funny with what I said? No. I'm comforted, I suppose. I feel comforted knowing you're an ordinary human like the rest of us. What have you seen me as all this time? Oh, how to put it? A mad perfectionist who knew more than anyone about everything. Are you mocking me? You've always given me that impression, really. I can't quite describe it the way I'd like, but since I lost my father as a girl, watching yours be so happy to speak with you has made me envious. How unexpected. I'd fully prepared for the first words out of your mouth to lean closer toward reconciliation. Nothing like that. Everyone around me has such bizarre opinions. Watson advised me to solve the issue by engaging in fisticuffs. That does sound like something he would say. I can't believe our Disney princess is like, why don't you fight your dad? Well, I just imagine Watson right now being like, I think you should fight him. You should go kick the shit out of him while he's just sitting there with like little fucking birds and like squirrels and fucking deer all around him like a goddamn Disney princess. Like, just sitting there feeding birds. Birds on his hat, like birds on his hands, like eating out of the seed and like whatever. Just advising Holmes to kick his dad's ass. Yeah, can you picture you? Yeah, you know you can. It's a beautiful image. It's like okay, wow. He told me once when a man's passions are aroused, words just aren't enough, or some such. Did he now? He did. That sounds like him also, doesn't it? I mean, he said it, so yes. Oh, yes. And I have not a clue what he's going on about. Well, it isn't fisticuffs, but there's one thing I might say, Holmes. The people you treasure most genuinely can disappear without warning. I would never wish upon you the pain of regret, the kind where you wished you had said something when you still had the chance. If that's your opinion on the matter, I shall take it to heart. See, he totally fucking loves us. Holmes. Though I find it impossible to imagine that crack-brained eccentric disappearing into thin air. Oh, none of that! Is there no limit to how stubborn you can be? I was happy. His reaction hadn't matched his feelings, to be sure, but he had said enough. A distraction soon brought us back to reality. Unfortunate. This would have been the perfect time for a kiss. It'll happen at the end, but... The two of us heard a particular, consistent shuffling, and it was coming closer. We also heard the faint tap of footsteps. Who could that be? We'll have to cut our conversation short and run, Miss Whitley. Take hold of my hand and don't let go. He'd gone from relaxed to tense with the flip of a coin. How do you know such as somebody out walking? It's some old lady shuffling down the road like, I don't know where the fuck my
houses. And he's like, run! And she's like, wait, I can't find my house. I won't. I grasped his hand and we started to run away, but we weren't quite able to go undetected.
And where do you think you're running off?
The man who had attacked me appeared from within the fog, and his hand, gripped and prepared for battle, was the same knife. I mean, like, what are the odds? Behind me, Miss Whitley. Holmes raised his arm in front of me, and then stepped forwards to draw the man's attention to him. Why are you targeting her? What is it that you want?
You misunderstand. My target is the son of Holmes. You, I should say. Good to meet you, Sherlock Holmes.
Choice of words has me thinking the one you truly have business with is my father.
Of course, your son. Beyond his infamy, your existence holds no worth.
Holmes twitched at the insult. He's like, yeah. I just want Holmes to go all ear and be like, oh, that's the way you really feel. Like, poor fucking Holmes. Step back, Miss Whitley. The formerly robed man, now disrobed since his escape and wicked in his reveal, motioned to attack as Holmes took position. But he's still wearing a robe and his thing. He deftly evaded the swipe of the knife and, careful not to miss the opportunity, countered with a hard fist to the man's side. Gah! The man's movements had become sluggish. No matter the weapon, Holmes's gift for boxing would always grant him the advantage in close quarters, just like his dad. It's funnier that I said that because he's like, God damn it! You're like, I'm just saying! You could have picked something different. You were literally following in your father's footsteps like every fucking way. If you pick up a pipe and the goddamn violin, it's gonna be like, seriously? You can't... Holmes, you're always gonna be compared to your father if you do every fucking thing your father does. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, is that your best? You started this fight. I should think you can make it worth my time. It was the best he could do, but that had yet to stop the man from rousing himself to resume the fight. Or was it something else? This can't be right. He had a perfect opening to attack Holmes, but he didn't take it. He can't be duping Holmes into thinking he's a weak man. But why? What other purpose could there be other than to delay his loss? Unless he were waiting for something that would help him win. The puzzle was solved, and as I thought it, almost as though it knew I had, it manifested itself in the form of a faint glimmer in the fog. Someone else is there, and no! Is that a gun? Drag Holmes down. Jump on him, girl. Jump on him. Stop, Holmes. This is a trap. I was too late. The burst of a bullet crackled through the fog. Oh, dear God. Don't tell me, like, Holmes Sr. jumps in front and then dies. Like, oh, God. I thought my heart was going to stop. Both men stopped moving, and the silence that followed lasted far too long, unless it's Pendleton. The next sound was his knife smacking against the stone pavement. He staggered away from Holmes with an uncomfortable gait. He staggered away from Holmes with an uncomfortable gait. What sudden, desperate intakes of breath I heard from him, lacking any sort of good manner, which led my eyes down to his abdomen. There was blood. Colonel! Why? Ah, Colonel. If he said any more, I couldn't hear it. A second gunshot had drowned him out. Okay, so I was like, I don't know why Pendleton would, like, murder someone and not, like, shoot them in the leg, but, you know, shoot to wound is Pendleton's way. So, yeah, okay. It was not. I was like, I'm a little concerned that Pendleton might have murdered someone, but... Okay. The man's body buckled and collapsed. Was this your work? Uh-huh. That's not the guy that we saw that was the colonel.
My apologies for the grief my man has no doubt furnished you, Sherlock Holmes.
A new voice reached my ears as I remained halted and speechless. This man, dressed from head to toe in black, emerged from the fog and was grinning at the scene. Are you suggesting that man wasn't attacking me on your orders?
Absolutely not. He was attacking by his own volition, and not according to our wishes.
And I'm to take you at your word?
You and your father have that same thirst for pursuing a case one step too far. A dreadful trait you were better off without, I say. Now, if you'd prefer your young lady to remain in good health, you will not follow me. Am I making myself clear?
At some point, I will find out who you people are.
I assure you of it.
Like, what the fuck is going on? The man did not respond. In the same fluid way he had arrived, he melted back into the fog. Holmes! I couldn't remain as calm as I would have liked at a time like this. I rushed to Holmes's side. I mean, like, seriously, what the fuck? Like, we go through, like, little stories with everybody, and okay, blah, blah, blah. Like, I get it. We're meeting all of our characters, and all of a sudden it's like, now there's this conspiracy to get Holmes. Why? Wait, what? What the fuck? Huh? It just, like, comes out of nowhere. I mean, obviously, we've got to have something, and then we get to solve a mystery, and then blah, 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 and, like, that's the whole point. But it just, like, all of a sudden, it was like, now there's someone trying to kill Holmes. Woo! We didn't even ease into this shit. It was just like, bam, here we are. What the fuck? Like, man. Was that? Indeed. And they set us up, and we were gullible enough to fall for it. Well, I just followed you, so I blame you for this. Holmes removed something from his pocket. A gun. It was similar to the one the last man had. I supposed he slipped it into my pocket when I picked up the knife. He spoke as if he were ruminating what had happened in his mind. Then he looked once more at the body slumped on the ground. We're still 2 bullets are missing. That means... Uh-huh. So we're gonna have to find who did it because they're gonna think Holmes shot the guy. Okay, here's my thing though, right? This is the gun that killed somebody in the alley. The earlier part that we witnessed and Pendleton, like, dragged us away from. So, okay. Do they have forensic tests back in the day to be like, it's the same bullet from the same gun? Look, we can do that shit now, but I don't know if you could do that shit back in the day. Like, when was that first a thing? Because I'm just saying, what you can see where this is going. Like, they're gonna find him in Holmes' murder. This was self-defense. If you're... Look, I have the gun in my pocket. Yeah, okay. I admit that because somebody slipped it in my pocket. But, like, I can't prove that. And who wouldn't say that? Like, I found this gun in my pocket and I don't know when that guy got shot. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, that just sounds fucking shady as shit, right? So, whatever. Fine. I get it. They're not going to believe him. Despite the fact that he's an upstanding citizen and he has no reason to go around murdering people. However, this guy was attacking us with a knife. So, all right, self-defense. The other murder was a murder, probably not self-defense. How are they going to tie him to that one? Because the bullets match the gun? Can you actually... Like, I'm just doubting it, but I see where this is going, and I'm like, you know what, though? It's going to make me angry, because I don't know. Somebody let me know. Like, maybe they legitimately had that technology back then. I mean, because, like... It literally, like, the striations on the bullet. I watched a lot of CSI. Like, okay. And you're like, oh, okay. They look exactly the same. It's the same bullet. It came from the same gun. But I'm just saying. I mean, I mean, I guess they figured that out. So maybe? Well, maybe they do have that ability. I mean, you'd think it's a simple thing. It's not like magic, you know? Like computers. If we were like, look at this little computer in my pocket, they'd be like, witchcraft! And we'd be burned at the stake, is all I'm saying. So, like, maybe they were like, but look, I can match up the striations on 2 bullets and figure out they obviously came from the same gun. And then, wait, you, and then... Yeah, okay. All right. But you see where this is going. Anyway, Scotland Yard, stay where you are. But the thing is like, Holmes is a trusted person, so they shouldn't be like, no, instantly in jail, you're an evil person. They'd be like, this seems shady. I feel like someone's setting you up there, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Presumably summoned to the scene by the gunshots, several policemen arrived and raised their firearms one after the next. Wait, he said 2 bullets are missing. Yeah, the guy got shot twice. Okay, right. So, you can't try to pin another crime on me because there are only 2 bullets missing, and there are 2 bullets in that dude.
Young man, put down your gun. Resist and we will fire.
Damn it all. Of all the boneheaded moves I could have made. This must have been their plan. I don't want to believe it, but could that theft have been part of this? Whatever the answer, there was nothing to be done to solve our current predicament. Yes, because the kid disappeared and seemed shady. Wait, he hasn't done anything wrong. He's been set up.
We'll listen to what he has to say at the station.
The officer forcibly grabbed Holmes's arms as his subordinates surrounded him. You're making a mistake. He really didn't do anything. Please, you can't take him away. How the fuck will I get home?
Stop, Miss Whitley. Please.
Please stop. But Holmes! I'll be fine. You shouldn't make a row over something so trivial. And remember, we've done nothing wrong. Is it worth all the fuss when we're innocent? All is well. So well, in fact, that I'd prefer you wait for my return. Will you? I couldn't fully hide my nerves, but I knew the best thing to do was as he said. I'll testify that you're innocent, Holmes. Don't let anyone dare to suggest otherwise. Oh, that will always be my intention, Miss Whitley. Would I ever let a petty trap like this get the better of me? Holmes smiled with his usual air of smug confidence. Seeing it eased me, told me without words that things were going to be all right. Yeah, but it's going to take like 5 chapters for it to be all right, is all I'm saying. How innocent I was. I could never have predicted the hardships that were waiting for him in the days to come. Damn! That's like the best cliffhanger ending if ever, but we still have like a few minutes we can go, so. Oh, is it going to be the next chapter? Oh, you know what? Snap, bitches. I'm going to wrap this part up early because this is the perfect place to end on a chapter and see what happens. So, yeah, I'm gonna be that asshole. So we're going to the distress of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, guys. But I do love that. Like, everything will be fine. Yeah, 5 chapters from now it'll be fine, but it's going to take us 5 chapters. She's like, how innocent I was. Yeah, don't worry. So I'm actually going to stop this here, and we're going to start the next chapter in the next part. So I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.